Hello, this is William McKissock with Schooley Mitchell, your expense reduction specialist. And as you know, I like to interview businesses and promote them for free on social media. And today I have with me Mark Engstrom, and Mark is promoting a fantastic idea where you put patches on your body and it increases stem cell activity in your body. I'm personally using it, and I'll talk about that a little bit later in the interview. But Mark's going to explain a little bit who he is and where this technology is coming from. So hello, Mark, and welcome to the show.
Hey there, William.
So, Mark, tell the viewers or anybody watching this a little bit about who Mark Engstrom is.
So, Mark Engstrom's been a very active thrill seeker into barefoot water skiing, skydiving, just the adrenaline rush, right? Well, I turned 61 this year, so I'm a senior citizen now, and I'm not willing to give up that lifestyle. So, I've always been looking for ways to keep it going.
Yeah, and obviously we can see the guitars, etc., behind you, and I know you personally that you're a very musical family. So tell us a little bit about that.
So I've been writing music since I was about 10 or 11, and my catalog's out on YouTube. It's also on Spotify and iTunes, but man, it's free on YouTube. So yeah, you just look up Mark Engstrom on YouTube and you'll find it. Last release was mid last year.
So good fantastic. Stuff. A little plug to something else. If you want to see Mark and playing his music, go to YouTube and look for Mark Engstrom. So Mark, obviously I know you and your wife Catherine very well, and you guys introduced me to LifeWave technology, and I'm using it and I feel it's genuinely working for me. It's helping specifically with my skin. And one thing I wanted to add while I was on the interview, I play soccer, as you know, and I skinned my knee and my arm the other day that you can still see the scratches. And the healing process is it's almost like I'm a youngster again. And I've only been using these for almost 2 months. So there's something going on, and I can say that personally, there's something going on. So tell us, how did you get into it? And tell us a little bit about what it does. What is the LifeWave technology?
Sure. So LifeWave is really simple. It looks like this. It's a little patch. It looks like a Band-Aid. And all it's doing is activating your stem cells. We could get into the science, but that's a little more in depth. But it basically activates a peptide in your body that activates your stem cells. By the time you're 60, about 90% of them are dormant. And that's why you don't heal too quick. So this wakes them up. And, we were pretty skeptical. But 5 months in, my mother-in-law, who had been on a walker for 2 years, and that's a lifestyle change for us because we were taking care of her a good bit. Couldn't get out much. Well, after 5 months on these patches, she ditched her walker and she's walking all over the place for a good time for exercise, and she does stairs now. That's a game changer.
Yes.
So at that point we're all in. So for me, you mentioned the healing, but it's really everything in your body. Since there's no medicine in this patch, right? So nothing's going into your body. It's your own body healing itself. That's the way God intended it. Mm-hmm. And it affects absolutely everything. So what will it do for you? What's wrong with you? Well, that's probably what it's going to go after, right?
Yep.
For me, athletic performance was huge. You mentioned soccer, and we're both avid fans, and I played competitive until I was in my mid-50s. I was struggling when I, turned 60. And this last fall, after being on these patches for about 4 months, I did a 7-minute mile. That's phenomenal at 61. So, yeah, absolutely sold. And we're seeing miracles in everyone that tries it.
Yeah, and as I say, I can attest to it. And I was skeptical, as like, well, you want me to pay for little patches? So one thing that I know is in people's minds about this, and it was for myself, is like when people think of stem cell, you mentioned the word stem cell, people think very expensive injections into your bones and your joints and your spine and stuff. So kind of explain why it's not that.
So when you go do stem cell injections, generally it's a 50-50 shot. They're very expensive. A lot of times you end up going to Mexico or other what you call medical journeys. Costa Rica is another one. And you can pay tens of thousands of dollars for a single stem cell injection. And when you do that, you're injecting someone else's stem cells, not your own, someone else's. And so like any organ, you have a 50-50 shot of that being rejected. A lot of people are helped huge by that. So it is, that's why people that can afford it do that. But most can't afford it. And your body can reject it. So the beauty of this technology, it's your own stem cells. It can't be rejected. And because it's your own stem cells, It's your body that says, hey, here's what's wrong with me. Go after that and fix that. So it's 100% effective, and it's immediate, and it's $100 a month as opposed
Yeah.
to tens of thousands of dollars. So it's a no lose. And if nothing is wrong with you, it's preventative. If anything's wrong with you, it doesn't heal. It causes your body to heal itself.
Yeah, okay. One of the ways I think about it as a layperson is like it kind of like flipping the switch, telling your body, you have this ability, let's do it again. Like you did when you were younger. That's the way I think of it. And whether it's a mental thing or whether it's the patch itself, I can tell you there's something going on with me that's positive. And I've barely been using them 2 months. And I'm not just, anybody that knows me knows that I wouldn't promote something if I didn't think it was true. So I think there's something going on here, and that's why I wanted to get you on to talk about it. So, I mean, you talked about people, whether you can be healthy, you can be unhealthy, it targets thing, but is there a specific target market? Is there anybody watching this that you would say you're the kind of person I want to speak to?
So it absolutely helps everybody, all ages. We've got a high school kid who can dunk and plays basketball, in our circle of friends. And when he's injured, they told him 2 weeks on crutches. He was out dunking in a few more days, just patching that. So that's an 18-year-old kid.
Yeah.
The target market, though, by the time you're 30, about 50% of your stem cells are dormant. So that's a good start of the target market. But when you're 60, about 90% are dormant. Wow, if you're 60 or over and you're not using these patches, you're missing out on your best life. Mm-hmm. So absolutely. Yeah. Usually by the time you're 50 is when you start slowing down some. 40, you're struggling to lose weight, but you're still pretty active. 50, you're like, wow, that hurts a little bit more. It's taking me more time to heal, to recover. And, for me, we had a hurricane this last fall. I went and cleaned up our 5 acres by myself, cutting down a lot of trees, brush, loaded up a trailer that was maybe 15 feet high to the dump. Normally, I'd have been on the couch for about a week and a half recovering. I was out the next day doing the same thing. Yeah. So, yeah, it's just if you're over 50 and you're not using these patches, you're missing the boat.
So generally, people who are over 50, well, certainly beyond 30, that's kind of who the target market is. But obviously, it can help young people as well. It can help just give everything a boost.
Sure. So injuries. I mean, if you're 25, I mean, you're young. Your stem cells are cranking. But if you get an injury, I mean, this is going to boost your healing. Put it on steroids, and it's just it's going to accelerate it huge. And so you mentioned your healing process for your elbow is better. There are patches that can, assist that. And wow, it comes down to days versus weeks or weeks versus months when you compare what your body can do when you get beyond 30.
Yeah, because I noticed it yesterday when I was out walking. I skinned my knee and my elbow. I went down on this side, obviously. And they weren't necessarily deep cuts, but scrapes take longer to heal when you get older. When you're a kid, it's almost the next day it begins to heal. But I noticed yesterday, I did this on Sunday night, and I noticed my knee. It was like, wow, because sometimes you'd have to put antibiotic cream on it to stop it getting inflamed and stuff. And none of that's happened. And that's completely genuine. There's been no inflammation. Right now I'm wearing long pants because normally if you've got a skint knee, you don't want to wear long pants because it's going to rub against it and it causes it to get all inflamed. None of that's happened. And I'm putting it down to wearing the patches. And the patches that I'm wearing is the X39, the one that stimulates your stem cells, and also the one that helps with the inflammation. Those are the two that I'm taking. You just stick them on every day and you don't even know they're there. You don't know there's anything happening to you, but there's something certainly going on with me. And kind of like as you get older, your skin gets blemishes and stuff. And I'm noticing some of those blemishes are decreasing. So there's definitely something at a cellular level happening with me. So I can absolutely attest that this is real. There's something with it that's genuinely worth having a look at. So is there anything else you want to add about this, Mark? How does anybody get in touch with you? I mean, obviously your details are underneath there. Can they go on the website? Would they get in touch with you or Catherine? How would somebody go ahead and learn more and to buy some of this?
Yeah, there's sites you can go to. Certainly, my information will be at the bottom of the video. Call, email. My site is there. We lead with X39, which is a stem cell activation patch. That's the one we've been talking to. You mentioned a patch called Eon, which addresses inflammation.
Yeah.
If you're in pain or have disease, most of the cause of that is inflammation. So it addresses that. There's tons of others. The company was actually started in the early 2000s and usually used the Stanford swim team, which basically was one and the same as the Olympic swim team at that point. It was the energy enhancer was developed for the SEALs, and they cleaned up at the Olympics. So there's about 10 patches, and they do different things, anywhere from energy enhancer to elevating your glutathione, your carnosine, which are major antioxidants and repair facilities. But stem cells is the one we lead with, and inflammation would be the second one. You mentioned that. But happy to talk to anybody anytime. It's a game changer. I do have other businesses I run. This one is just fun. We weren't planning to share this, but in all good conscience, after seeing my mother-in-law walk, after being a walker for 2 years, I just tell people, look, man, it's easier to keep your friends you have than to make new ones. I want you guys around for a while. So, I can't in good conscience not share this. It's too good.
Yes, and likewise, and I feel there's genuinely something here that's worth talking about, because for me, when I spoke to Catherine, your wife, about this, it was about like, okay, I'm 58 and I'm still playing 11-a-side soccer, and everything hurts. So, as you get older, just injuries happen and your body's wearing down. So my view, the reasoning I'm doing this is to try and allow me to play soccer longer. Simple as that. And that was the part that attracted me to this. And I was like, yeah, okay, well, if this can help me playing soccer longer, because I'm still enjoying it like a teenager. My body just tells me the next day, it's like, you're not a teenager anymore. This is helping. There's something going on with me and my soccer with this.
Sure. I've taken a decade off from soccer, but I can see myself getting back to it. The other one is you see some musical equipment in the back. We mentioned recording stuff. At 61, I've had some injuries. I've got a titanium plate in my wrist, which was shattered, and wasn't sure I'd ever play again, but it hurt for a while. Since using this technology, I don't notice pain. I can go out and play a gig and just hammer on that keyboard for 4 hours and I'm fine. That's a game changer for me. That means I'm going to be playing for the rest of my life. So music's my go-to. So if no one else is around and nothing else is happening, I can always play music.
Yeah. So, well, anyway, thank you, Mark. This has been fantastic. So if you're looking to enhance your life, improve your stem cell activity in your body, and kind of just hopefully be a little bit better as you get older, reach out to Mark. His details are underneath his portion of the video. So, Mark, thank you very much. I really appreciate you coming on the show.
Thanks, William. Look forward to seeing you on the soccer field and, around Land O'Lakes and other places. So appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you. I'll now hand it over to Dave for the weather.